All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is Sunday, 9 o'clock or a little past 9, March 2nd. So I wanted to do a weekend report after what happened this past week. A lot unfolded this past week. It was a crazy week, basically starting, well, the middle of the previous week, Wednesday, Thursday. But um, markets were all down this whole week, and uh, a lot of levels were breached. So let's get into it. I'm going to start with Bitcoin since it's open over the weekend. It trades 24/7, and everybody watches it. So it put in on Friday what is called a bottoming tail. This is on a daily time frame. So it bottomed out temporarily, I would say, for the at least for the next several days. Um, it put in a bottom right around 78,000. Okay, this thing, yeah, 78. All right. So you can see this has been kind of the previous week it was, or several weeks, it was trading sideways range and kind of, putting in this bearish wedge, and it just fucking collapsed along with the rest of the market this past week. And right now it's consolidating. It's, it got a bounce off the low, all right. And this weekend, I thought there'd be more dip buyers this weekend, but it seems to be pretty weak. Right now it's at 85, and it never really made it above 86. Okay. Um, my take on this. So you see, I have this trend line here from this pivot low. This is on an hourly chart. All right. So it had the dip, and then it got bought up, and then it consolidated sideways, and it made another move higher, and now it's been consolidating sideways. All right. But it hasn't broken above that 86,000 level. All right. So what can happen? It's still above the 50-day moving average on an hourly chart. If I measure from this low at 78 and go up to, I would say here, 85, that's 7,000. So 7,000 from this next low right here, 83, this could go up to 90. All right, 90, 91. So when you look at this, trend line, and if you continue it a little bit further, because it's been trading over the weekend, look what happened. So this pivot low here, meeting up with this pivot high here, this pivot high, and if the trend continues, this is probably going to get a bid, I'm guessing, either tonight, Sunday night, or possibly Monday. All right, it's going to get some, high volume. It'll take it back up to 90, maybe 91. Maybe it might break above this, and kind of recapture that 91, or where is it? 91, yeah, right there. Okay, 91. Let's go back to the daily. 91,000 is right. No, that's 86. 91. Yeah, right here. That is a best case scenario, in my opinion. And again, everything that I say, guys, it's not financial advice. Don't take anything that I say as financial advice. I'm not advising anybody. This is my interpretation of what the charts are telling me. And I document these videos for my own educational purposes. But if anybody gains knowledge out of it, in terms of learning the technicals, what I'm explaining, that's what the whole purpose of these videos is. It's not, to give anybody any financial advice. Anyhow, so I don't see Bitcoin going above 91,000. If it does, in my opinion, if you're still holding Bitcoin, that would be a good time to get out. It's probably going to be your last chance, unless Trump announces a Bitcoin reserve. This thing's not going any higher. So who knows when that'll happen? I'm pretty sure he's got bigger things to take care of in the near term, especially with everything that just happened. the other day with Zelensky in Ukraine. So things are looking like they could get pretty ugly pretty soon. Anyway, there's a lot of overhead here. Bitcoin's not going past this anytime soon. All right. I think it's going lower. So if it bids up, if the market gets a bid this week, which is very likely it can after Monday or Tuesday, we can get a counter trend rally. Bitcoin can move up, but I think after that it's going lower. If the market does not get a bid after Monday or Tuesday, all right, then this thing could probably move up to 88, whatever, 90, and then just drop. It could very well drop before that. It doesn't look very strong to me. So it's not getting strong bid, but they could be waiting for the week to begin, and then they'll probably do a rug pull and drop it. Bitcoin's going lower, in my opinion. So that's where I see Bitcoin. And let's talk about Ethereum. Last week, my last video, I said Ethereum has a long-term support. Long-term meaning going back to 2022. So it's technically only 2 years or so. Yeah. And this support line seems to be really good support, and it holds every time it hits this trend line, it moves back up. The thing about trend lines is eventually trend lines get broken. So if Bitcoin is going to break lower and this continues to trade sideways, for example, or even if it continues to move up in this, along the trend line, it's very likely this can break lower. So, I know in the last video I said this chart looks like it can break higher up to 6,000 or more, and it very well can if crypto has a bullish move to the upside. If not, if crypto, Bitcoin, and the rest of the crypto consolidates sideways or lower, then Ethereum's definitely got more to go. I did mention that if I measure from this high, from 49 down to this low, 870, that's $3,100. $3,100 from this high brings it back down to $1,000. So I guess that's very likely. Very likely. Who knows? We'll see what happens. I mean, nothing's going to happen overnight, but that's my take on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and pretty much it goes for the rest of the cryptos. Let's talk about the Qs, because the NASDAQ, all the tech stocks kind of bottomed out this past week. Well, not bottomed out, but they moved a lot lower. They got beat up. Actually, I'll go to it daily, right? So this whole week, tech sold off all the big names, including the semiconductors. So it found support. I mentioned in the video that if we lose, if we break below, I can't remember what day it was, but anyway, I mentioned it could go to 500 and then possibly 495, right? So it closed at 500 on Thursday, and then it had a bounce on Friday. Okay, now this is still considered resistance here. Okay, that's all overhead. This could certainly sell back off down to 490. Okay, we'll see what happens on Monday. If there's more more fear in the markets, it'll probably sell off. Or it's possible that the lows were in, maybe it retraces back to the $400 range, $500 range, and then moves back higher. If it moves higher, just like Bitcoin, this is now kind of considered a wall of resistance, right? So if it gets a bid, it could move back up to the 520 range. But if the markets are going to actually break to the downside, meaning the Qs, then that's probably a wall of resistance, and it's going to head back lower. And if it breaks below really this level, the $490 level, let me see here. If it breaks below the $490 level, you know, there's a little bit of support at 485. Okay, and then after that, like I said in the other video that I made last week, 420, 450. Okay, so you know, we'll see what happens this next week and maybe 2 weeks. That's on the downside. Now, if we get a rally, a counter trend rally, basically, and we consolidate here, you know, in the upper 500 level, 520, then it's possible we can move back higher. You know, we'll see what the heck happens. That's for the Qs, the technology, S&P. I would say, you know, if it breaks below this trend line here, which I mentioned last week also, then that's it. It's going lower, right? The next move down would be, well, it would be 57.50. 57.50 is kind of the line in the sand, right? So that's where this trend line goes. So if it breaks below that, then we're going down to 5,600, and then so on and so forth. Okay, probably down. Who knows how bad it's going to be? If that. If not, it gets a bounce from here and then eventually works its way higher. Okay, and the semis, I told you last week that it's, where the heck are my lines? It's freaking, I swear to God. Oh, there it is. Okay. Boy, I got a lag. All right, so I mentioned that this could break down to about 190 last week. So if NVIDIA goes, so goes the semis, right? And NVIDIA got a bid on Friday. It dropped down to, like, I think 116 again. I don't know, 114. I'll have to check the NVIDIA chart. But, you know, so the semis went down low as well. It got a bid. It closed higher on Friday, higher from the lows, I mean. So we'll see what happens with NVIDIA. You know, does it move a little bit higher, pushing up the semis, possibly coming back up and retesting these highs here, and then making a lower low? Or does it not even do that and just continue to break down further? All right, that's on the semis. Let's talk about gold and silver. Gold monthly, put in a topping tail. No, sorry, not monthly. Where is it? Hang on a second. There it is. Gold futures. That looks like a topping tail to me. So it's possible gold topped out for now, and will, you know, probably retrace lower. I don't know how low, but any retracement in gold will be a buying opportunity. You know, there's a little bit of support here in the 2,700, 2,750 range. If it breaks below that, you know, we could retest 2,500. And if it breaks below that, you know, it'll go lower, but that's all, you know, in my opinion, at least, a great investment, you know, long-term investment, you know. Silver also topped out for the month, and but silver has a lot more support. All right, silver's chart is different from gold because gold has already made new highs. Silver has not made new highs. Okay, so silver lags gold and I think has a lot more to go. Not yet. All right, I mean, according to this is telling me that it's going to come back down. It's got some really good support here, you know, so it could just consolidate sideways a little bit and then make a move higher. If it breaks below this trend line, then we're coming back down, you know, $26, $27, possibly lower. But this is all very good support for silver. If it breaks below that, you know, $19, $20, that is buy it. That is buy big time. Now, what do I have? Eventually, I'm going to make another video talking about other sectors that are like good long-term plays, in my opinion. Like, for example, wheat, commodity. All right, this is back down to, you know, lows, all-time lows. I've got this parallel channel here. You know, to me, it looks like wheat has lower to go, possibly. We'll see. But long term, eventually this is with all commodities. I think commodities are going to move higher over the next several years. Hence, natural gas. Natural gas is, already bottomed out, I would say, and is now finally starting to break to the upside. While everything sold off, um, natural gas closed on a monthly high, right? So it's, it pulled back from its absolute high, well, the recent high, but it's gonna consolidate a little bit here. We'll see what happens if it pulls back to $3.50 or so. But daily, this is looking pretty good. I mean, that's a good support level right there for natural gas, and I think we're gonna see it break through this. Once it breaks through this, natural gas is going higher. Well, let's talk about a couple of tech stocks. I'm running out of time. I only get 20 minutes on these videos, but Tesla rallied off of it broke below 280 like I expected it to, hit 275. That's a pretty good support level there. But we'll see what's going to happen if it retests and ends up filling the gap at 255, possibly lower. But I think Tesla's got lower to go. Maybe. All right, maybe not. Amazon also put in a bottoming tail last week at 204. That was the low. Now, that's a daily bottoming tail, meaning at least temporarily, for a matter of days, the low was made. Can it move higher? We'll see. I mean, if tech continues to get beaten up and goes lower, then probably Amazon's going to go lower with it. All right. But at least for now, it looks like Amazon put in the low. And then let's see, what do I have left? So many stocks to talk about. Healthcare, financials, industrials, they're all doing really well. As tech finally is getting beat up, everything else that was suffering, is getting a bid. Although Lilly hasn't been suffering like the rest of healthcare. The rest of healthcare really, got beat up the last several years. But let's talk about, for example, what do I have here? 3M. 3M is, I think, a really good company to look at. This long term finally is breaking out. It broke out of this channel that I had. It made its lows back in November of 23, and it's been moving up since. We put in a nice consolidation here on a monthly chart, okay, time frame. So this is good. I expect 3M to go from 76, probably 140. So that's almost 70 points, 65 points. Call it 65 points from here. I think 3M is going to 170 for now, and then eventually break up higher. That's what I think about 3M. Again, not financial advice. UPS, all right, has also been beat up over the last couple of years, and they hit this long-term support level, going back to, hang on a second, I can't see, back to 08. Yeah, back to 08, 09. All right, so this is a very strong level of support here. That is something that I think has room to go higher. All right, so we'll see what happens. I believe at least near term 121, 122. If it breaks above that, it's going to about 130. If it breaks above this trend line, then it starts to consolidate higher, it's going up. If not, if it consolidates sideways here and it breaks lower, it's going down. That's it, guys. I'm running out of time. I hope you like this. Please like and subscribe and share. Thank you very much. Good luck. Don't take any trades off my words. Take care, guys.